Polarization. In the year 1865, Maxwell proposed electromagnetic wave theory. According to this theory, light is an electromagnetic wave. It consists of vibrations of electric field and magnetic field in the direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Also, the vibrations of electric field and magnetic field are confined to two different planes which are mutually perpendicular to one another. It was proved that electric field vibrations are responsible for vision. Therefore, vibrations of light means electric field vibrations. Now we will look at the representation of polarized and unpolarized light. The light beam which has vibrations in only one plane is called polarized light. The light beam which has vibrations in more than one plane is called unpolarized light. The electric field vectors in the unpolarized light can be resolved into vertical and horizontal components. Now, this is the simpler way of representing unpolarized light. However, this is only the front view of the wave. On the side view, the wave is represented in this way. Here, the arrow represents vibrations in the plane of the paper, and the dot represents vibrations in the direction perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Polarization of light. When unpolarized light is allowed to pass through a polarizer, out of all the vibrations of the light, only those vibrations pass through the polarizer which has vibrations parallel to the crystallographic axis. Here, the crystallographic axis is represented by the dotted line. Now, the emergent light is plane polarized light, which contain vibrations in only one plane. The phenomena of restricting the vibrations of light of a particular plane perpendicular to the propagation of light is called polarization of light. Now, let us learn about two important terms used in this topic. The plane ABCD here that contains vibrations of plane polarized light is called plane of vibrations. The plane PQRS perpendicular to the plane of vibration is called plane of polarization. It is also the plane in which there is no vibration. If I0 is the intensity of unpolarized light, then the intensity of the polarized light I coming out of the Polaroid is given by I equal to I0 by 2. Now, if we pass this plane polarized light through another Polaroid, we will call this as analyzer. If the pass axis of polarizer is parallel to the pass axis of analyzer, the emergent light will have no change in intensity. That is, when theta is equals to 0 degree or 180 degree, the intensity is maximum, I equal to I0 by 2. If the analyzer is rotated by an angle theta, then the intensity of emergent light decreases. Now, when the pass axis of analyzer is perpendicular to the pass axis of polarizer, no light will be transmitted out of the analyzer. That is, when theta is equals to 90 degree, the intensity I equal to 0. Now, Malus law. Malus law states that when a completely plane polarized light is incident on an analyzer, the intensity of the emergent light varies as the square of cosine of angle between the polarizer and the analyzer. That is, I is equal to I0 cos square theta. Polarization by reflection. The simplest method to produce plane polarized light is by reflection. This method was first discovered by the scientist Malus in the year 1808. It was found that when an unpolarized light is incident on the surface of transparent medium such as water or glass, some part of light got reflected and the rest got refracted to the material. Here, the dots represent vibrations parallel to the surface and the arrows represent vibrations perpendicular to the plane of the surface. Now, if we observe the reflected light, we can see that it contains more number of dots than the arrows. which means the reflected ray is partially polarized. Similarly, if we look at the refracted ray, we can see that it is almost unpolarized. It was found that as the angle of incidence changed, the degree of polarization of the reflected ray also changed. Then, at a particular angle of incidence, the reflected ray is completely plane polarized. This particular angle is called Brewster's angle or polarizing angle. Brewster's law states that when a light is incident at a polarizing angle theta p at an interface of a transparent medium, the refractive index of the medium with respect to the surrounding medium is equal to tangent of polarizing angle. That is, mu is equals to tan theta p, where mu is the refractive index of the medium with respect to the surrounding medium. Using Brewster's law, we can calculate the polarizing angle of a medium whose refractive index is known. For example, for glass whose refractive index is 1.5, the polarizing angle is found to be 56.3 degree when the glass is surrounded by air. Now we will look at some of the applications of polarization of light. First, 3D movies are produced and shown with the help of polarization. Second, polarized sunglasses are used to reduce the glare of headlights of the car. Third, fishermen make use of polarized glasses to spot the fishes in the water. Thank you.